Welcome back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. Hi.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hi. Krista, we're here for another week, and we're doing things. This is the point of the show.
The way you're just like, Krista, I'm going to tell you what we're doing right now. I'm like, I know what we're doing. This is my podcast, too.
You've been blindfolded and brought in this room, and we're going to do a podcast.
Oh, boy.
Hello. What's up?
Not much.
Cool.
What's up with you,
You
bro?
know, chilling.
Okay.
Any news we need to go over before we get into stuff?
I don't think there is. No, we did notice that on Disney Plus they have what day Miss Marvel starts.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize it was going to be starting
while
Obi-Wan Kenobi is also going on. So
it'll be Wednesday.
So that's going to make things more complicated.
Gonna add a few more things to talk about.
Yeah, at least I'm hoping that it only does one episode when it first comes out instead of like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I wish they'd stop with the 2-episode drops.
They've only done that with a few.
They did Moon Knight. It seems to be a recent thing.
Did they do Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I think so.
I don't.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, they did
Maybe
it with Hawkeye. They did it with WandaVision, I think.
Did they do it on WandaVision?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Because they just did that first one where they're in black and white.
Well, the second one was in black and white also.
Was it?
I think so, and then it turns to color at the end.
I don't know.
I thought that they
I
did.
thought it was Dick Van Dyke and then Lucy. I don't know. Anywho, what's up? I guess we don't have any other news.
Okay, because we're getting off to a great start right now.
I am though looking forward to the Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens. I don't know. The trailers honestly haven't really got me that excited. I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
But nothing like really like, oh wow, this is really gonna be.
Yeah, the first trailer, like I'm pretty sure we said this last week.
Yeah.
The first trailer I liked better.
Yeah.
It seemed more interesting.
Yeah, and this last one wasn't as great. So we'll see. We'll talk about that next week, probably. We didn't watch Stranger Things again.
No, still haven't watched it.
Still holding out on that.
Yeah, and there's a podcast that I listened to that they were talking about it because they like cover a bunch of different stuff. Mm-hmm. And I had to just skip over all that part because I was like, I can't listen to this yet.
Yeah,
so
I had to skip over the Rescue Rangers part of a podcast because I didn't want to get swayed by it. So yeah, and the Top Gun because I can't decide if I want to watch the new Top Gun. I hear it's really good.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to the theater to see it.
Yeah, me neither. I think if we do it, it would be over on a streaming service.
Yeah,
if it ever gets to one, we'll see.
Or once it just comes out on DVD because we can get it from the library because you always forget that the library is an option.
That's true.
Guys, libraries are options. They do have DVDs a lot of times.
Libraries are options. So, yeah.
And if they don't have DVDs, sometimes they also have databases that have where you can watch movies. Mm-hmm. So
that's true.
You can always check,
That is true. You can check.
Because we watched Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
We did.
For the second time.
Yeah.
And that was one.
Still enjoyable.
From the library.
Still
yes.
them.
Still great. Loved it.
Yeah. It's different now since I know what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was still good.
It's still really nice, yeah.
I did fall asleep at one point.
You did.
Because I was really tired and I was like, I'm going to take a little nap. Hopefully I wake up before everybody starts showing up.
Yeah.
And I did.
You did.
I woke up right before, so...
Pretty perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this week's Obi-Wan.
Okay.
No chases this time, sadly. That was disappointing.
No.
I mean,
there was some running, but no
silly chases.
Yeah, no silly chases.
Yeah. Darth Vader's back.
Yep.
Back again.
Which he actually showed up at the very end of the last episode, and we didn't even mention it.
That's how much we care.
There was a lot to cover last week, and we just completely forgot that last little thing. But I mean, it was basically just him in a back to tank.
Yeah,
breathing, so
it was because we blocked it
much.
out because we just back to tanks. Boba Fett. No more. So tired of back to tank. But yeah, he's back, voiced by James Earl Jones again.
Yep,
that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly wasn't sure James Earl Jones was still alive. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad he is.
Yeah. Well, he did he did the voice of Mufasa in the Lion King live action. So.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yep.
But he's hunting down Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be all right with the Reva or whatever her name.
Yeah, third sister.
What she's doing.
Because, yeah, he seems to be okay with the Grand Inquisitor being dead. And she blamed it on Obi-Wan, of course. Because why wouldn't she?
Like, you give me Obi-Wan, you'll be Grand Inquisitor.
Yep.
I'll make your head all long to satisfy the fans. That would be great.
So,
they arrived to the spot where Kumail told them to go.
Yes, the planet where they're supposed to meet somebody. Also, Obi-Wan fixed Lola, the little robot, for Leia again, which was really sweet. So, yeah, they land on the planet. They get out of...
It's like a little mining planet or something.
Yeah, they get out of the transport and start just walking down the road, I guess.
Yep, skipping down the road.
Mm-hmm. Oh, third sister also tells all the other people, all the other Inquisitors, like, we gotta find Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we don't have to do anything you say. And she's like, these orders came directly from Darth Vader. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, how are they supposed? I mean, they're just supposed to believe you. She could just go in at any point and say, Darth Vader said to do this, and they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have any proof of this?
You're recording.
Exactly.
What did he tell us?
So anyway, yeah, Leia and Obi-Wan are walking down the road, and they see the spot where they're supposed to meet somebody, and nobody's there.
Yeah. Why wasn't anybody there?
I don't know.
How long do people generally have to wait?
Exactly. So yeah, nobody was there. They passed a couple of places where there were some stormtroopers. At one point, he sees somebody in like a black cloak, and it's like, I guess he thought it was supposed to be Obi-Wan or something. Yeah, not Obi-Wan, I mean Anakin.
Yeah, it's himself.
It's himself.
But nobody was actually there. He's just hallucinating at this point.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
Anyway,
Maybe it's Qui-Gon showing up like, hey buddy, it's me.
I mean, he did call out for Qui-Gon in the first episode, because we were like, yes, Qui-Gon, where are you? But he didn't show up.
Didn't. So will he show up by the end?
I would like for him to. I think that would be fun.
Surely will. It's a whole
because, I mean, somebody has to teach Obi-Wan how to Force Ghost himself after he dies, because he shows up as a Force Ghost all the time, you know?
Well, didn't Yoda tell him, like, in the movies or something, that Qui-Gon could do it or something?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe Qui-Gon told Yoda and Yoda passed it down to him. But surely he's going to show up.
I mean, why wouldn't Qui-Gon show up to Obi-Wan? Why would he show up to Yoda as a Force Ghost?
Maybe he's mad at him. Like, you screwed up with Anakin.
I don't know. Maybe.
You were supposed to be the chosen teacher.
So, anyway, Leia's like, well, I guess we should just go ahead and hitch a ride somewhere. Yeah. So she goes out hitchhiking because they see a transport coming.
Yeah.
They see something.
A little dump truck looking thing.
Yeah. And so the guy stops for him, and he's real weird looking.
It's like a star-nosed mole.
But I wrote it down because I was like, I know this is something that I've seen before.
I was like, I know it's a mole.
Yeah, it's some kind of mole. And I looked it up. Yep, it's star-nosed mole.
Yep.
So, he's got that weird thing on his nose like that.
He does. Don't like it too much.
Yeah, so he's like, he asks them where they're from and what they're doing here and everything, and lets them in the back of the truck and keeps going.
They act like they're father and daughter.
Yes.
She's Luma.
Yeah, and she doesn't complain this time about him being too old to be her father.
Right.
So
she's learning. She's
learning. So her name is Luma, and they say they're there to. Well, actually, I think they tell it later when the stormtroopers show up. So. Well,
they say they're from whatever town it was.
Yeah.
And they were visiting family, and now they're headed back.
Yeah. So. Wait a minute, I'm trying to think of what happens next.
They're just driving on the road and talking to him, and then the stormtroopers get in.
Yes, they get in. He stops for them, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, you can bum a ride with me." So they get in there, and they're asking him questions.
Yeah, how do they not recognize them?
I don't know, but they're asking questions and everything, and then he says. He's talking about how they were going to see, like, the grave of his wife or whatever. Yeah. And now they're on their way back. Mm-hmm. And he says something, and he calls Leia. Yeah. And we're both like, you idiot.
He is so bad at being undercover.
And then the stormtroopers are like, Leia, you said her name was Luma. And he's like, oh, sorry. Leia was my wife. And I just look at her sometimes and see her mother. Mm-hmm. And you can see he's thinking of Padme.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, I guess that's plausible. And then eventually they leave.
Yeah.
And she's talking to...
I still don't know. Like, I don't know how they don't know Leia's with them.
Right.
And why, if they knew that, why they wouldn't be like, oh, he said Leia.
That's the name of that little girl.
We should question this guy a little farther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were looking for a Jedi. It's like, you don't know what he looks like.
Like,
you don't know that he's traveling with a little girl
all the time and stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, maybe when Reva, like, maybe she didn't say anything about Leia. I don't know.
Why wouldn't she?
I don't know.
She would know. It was her guys that kidnapped her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So anyway, the stormtroopers leave. They get, I can't remember why they leave.
I don't know.
But anyway, they get out. And so they're still traveling along. They're talking to each other. Mm-hmm. And Leia's like, are you my real father? Because she's like, she says, she realizes, she's like, you knew my real mother.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And she's like, are you my real dad?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, but I wish I were. And then all of these people were going, oh, he wanted to be with Padme. It's like, no, that's not what it meant. But
yeah. Okay. He wanted her to have a better father.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish you weren't the son of a terrible or daughter of a terrible person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then he's talking about being a Jedi and all this stuff, and I'm like, why are you talking about being a
so
Jedi?
Loud,
talking so loudly about this is what Jedi, blah blah blah, I'm a Jedi, and it's like the driver has his window down, he can hear you.
Yeah, you don't know, like, he's obviously loyal to the Empire because he talks about the Empire and how great it is, and they're like, yeah, Empire's cool, man.
Yeah, we love the Empire. Yeah.
So you're dumb.
What are you doing? So it's like,
so bad at this.
He has to be able to hear, but whatever. Anyway, he stops at this checkpoint kind of thing. And he's about to go through, and he's like, I have people in the back. They go back around to check on him.
Yeah, well, he says that you might be interested in these people.
Oh, okay.
I think you want to take a look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he did hear, and he's like...
Yeah, probably. Because they're idiots.
By the way, that Jedi you're looking for is back here. Yeah. You just said he was a Jedi.
He called the girl Leia. It's all pretty ridiculous.
So anyway, they go back there. There's like...
He pulls up his hood to hide himself, because that's going to work. Yeah.
And then one of those little droid things that fly around.
Yeah.
That, like, one of the ones that Chewie killed on Hoth. It shows up.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but anyway, it flies over, and it's like checking to see, and it recognizes it. And it's like,
nobody else can recognize it for some reason, but that droid can.
So he shoots it. He starts shooting stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And so there's like a big fight and everything. One of them comes around and has Leia, and then...
He shoots him.
Yeah.
But then a whole truckload comes up.
Well, first, he shoots him. And they're like, okay, we got to get going. So he goes over, and there's like the gate thing with all these lasers, and he
tries to press buttons.
Nothing happens, so he shoots it, and all the stuff
I love
goes.
that whole shooting mechanism makes it work.
Yeah, and then so all the lasers go away, and they walk through, and I'm like, why didn't they walk around this thing?
It's so small. They could have driven the truck around even, taken off.
Yeah, there was so much room around. All they had to do was walk around it. It doesn't explain why.
It's ridiculous.
So anyway.
They're dumb. It's so stupid.
So yeah, then another truck shows up, and there's another like fight and everything, but then an officer shows up and helps them.
She shoots all the stormtroopers in the back. Coward.
and her name is Tia.
Yeah, everybody's aunt.
I think that's her name. I don't remember them saying her name.
I don't remember.
But I looked on IMDb, and she was called Tia. Because I was calling her Varma in my head.
Oh, really?
But that is not her name. Her real name is Indira Varma. Oh. But that's not her character name as far as I know.
So, do you think she was the one they were supposed to meet? Because we didn't really meet anybody else.
Didn't she say that she was?
I don't remember.
I thought she said she was.
Why was she all the way back there?
I don't know. Maybe she just hadn't had a chance to go out and get them yet.
Maybe.
It's
a poorly run system.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's what she was in that. Was she not in that truck with them? With those stormtroopers?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they were doing, was going to the checkpoint.
Why was she taking stormtroopers?
Well, maybe she was going to kill them there and then take them and go back.
She's going to continually kill stormtroopers. I mean...
Who knows?
That's true.
So anyway, she takes them into... Well, first she goes into a little house, and she's like, just wait and I'll give you a signal. And so she goes in and then gives them the signal. They go in with her. And there's like a loader droid that doesn't speak. Right. And, but of course Leia's like trying to talk to it and everything. And like introducing it to Lola and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, little Leia's really cute.
She is.
So she tells them that that the Empire and I guess the Inquisitors too have been hunting down anybody that's even Force sensitive.
Right.
Not just
why that kid was
Yeah, not just people who
smuggled away
can use the Force, but even just sense it. They're trying to track them all down. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of like a way station. I don't know why it's a way station on this planet where there are stormtroopers like everywhere. In this town where there are stormtroopers everywhere, but okay.
I don't know.
But they've been helping people escape.
Yeah, that's true. They should probably locate it a little farther away from the main town area.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, there are all these names and stuff on the walls.
Yeah, I didn't know any.
And he says somebody's name, and I'm like, who?
Yeah, I have no idea who he said.
We should really start watching this with captions on, so I can at least get names correct. But
it's probably a Clone Wars something.
Probably.
Name that I don't know.
But anyway, they have like a little back room kind of place with a tunnel that goes out to the port so that they can get out of there.
Yeah.
And so that's the plan. They're going to escape that way.
Yeah.
But before they can escape, of course, they hear something outside. Mm-hmm. And here come all the Inquisitors. And also here comes...
Big DV.
Darth Vader. Yeah. He's walking around town. He's force choking people. He's snapping necks.
Snapping kids' necks. Yeah.
Yikes. He's being a real jerk.
He went crazy. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. I guess he killed all those kids before. And it was like, I said it thought it was hot before.
He's like, well, I mean, I've already killed kids. Yeah. Might as well just kill some more.
People loved it the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Ben tells Tia to take Leia to the port to get her to safety, take her to Alderaan. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna, I guess, distract Vader.
Yeah, I guess, kind of. I mean, his plan was just to go out there and, I guess, get kind of sensed by Vader. Yeah,
I guess so, because he somehow gets out. I don't know how these people are getting places, because he somehow gets outside of the town. Yeah. And it's like,
we don't even know how far outside of the town it is.
And how? Because Vader was, like, right there outside of the door. He couldn't have gone through the door.
What? No, yeah. No, he went
because Obi-Wan was, like, in the street.
Yeah.
I mean, not Obi-Wan. Vader was in the street. Why am I getting these two confused?
I don't know.
Vader was, like, walking down the street, and somehow Obi-Wan got from inside of that room to outside of the town.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't fully outside of town. He was, like, he was standing next to a box. Well, I was like,
I feel like he was, like, outside of the gates of the town or whatever, but I don't know
if there were gates.
But
he did eventually get out of the town.
But what I'm saying is, it looked like there was only one door out of that place.
Apparently that tunnel has a lot of different ways to go around, because somebody uses it later to just swish around all over the place. Well, two people use that thing to get different places really fast, so... But
I think there might be a way around that, where a way that makes sense.
Okay. You're good luck.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, he gets out, and then he's in a dark place, and the loudest person in the world somehow stealths up on him. Darth Vader, who's all lights and breathing.
Well, first when he walks out, he sees Vader standing there. So that's not the one where he pops out.
He doesn't know he's there. It's quiet. And then his lights turn on and he starts breathing again.
But I mean, he is still kind of far away from him, but you would think that he would be able to at least hear that breathing. Because that breathing is very obvious.
Yeah, he's not like turning off his life support.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He does this multiple times.
I didn't see the life. I did not think about the life support thing with all the stuff on his. Yeah, but yeah, he just all of a sudden red lightsaber, and it's like, oh my gosh, he came out of nowhere. Yeah, he really did. Obviously,
and how did he?
I don't know.
Like, was he just flying around the place?
I don't know.
So
man. Anyway,
and that happens so much in this episode.
So Vader's there with his lightsaber, and Obi-Wan sees him and grabs his own lightsaber, and he's like, no, I'm just gonna run instead. So he runs.
Nope.
He's talking to Obi-Wan because he's like, Obi-Wan, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I am what you made me, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you see Third Sister gets into that place. She sees that droid walk out of it. And it's like,
takes off, yeah.
It's like, I guess I should go in there. Mm-hmm. So she goes in there. She's looking for Leia. And she sees where all the other people got through. She sees the start of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes back out to Obi-Wan. He's just standing
in the dark.
Yeah. No sound whatsoever.
Nothing.
This is quiet. The one that got me. No sound.
They're all ridiculous.
At all. Yeah. And then suddenly Vader's there right behind him. Yes. And it's like, how? There's no way. Even, but it's like, how? There's no way.
Yeah.
Because, you know what Darth Vader sounds like.
Yep.
He's always...
Yep. And those lights, too. Can't forget those.
Exactly. And
it's so dumb.
Gosh. It was like, how? How did he sneak up on him?
Stop making Darth Vader sneaky.
This makes no sense. He is not a sneaky person. Yeah. He's not stealthy at all.
He's better at stealth than Obi-Wan is, somehow.
Oh, my gosh.
Obi-Wan cannot play undercover at all or anything.
Oh, boy. So, anyway, back in the tunnel, Leia just keeps saying, it's okay, I can make it myself. I can go by myself. And we're both like, no, do not leave that child.
Like, no.
Do not leave that child alone.
Yeah.
But she does. She heads back toward the front of the tunnel.
See, I don't know that she did. What? Like, if she went to the front of the tunnel, she would have met Reva.
Unless Reva just assumed that this was going to the port.
No, she went into the door and down that tunnel.
Well, maybe she just looked and
she's not going to know that there's just some port. This isn't her planet.
But
this is her first time here.
But at some point, she had to have gotten to the other end of the tunnel, and she could not have gotten there because Leia was there.
I think this tunnel has a bunch of different branches.
I don't know.
It's got to, or else this is insane.
It makes no sense. Let's just put it that way. It's a big plot hole.
And even if what's her name went out to the front, there's still all those Inquisitors and all that there. I guess she's a whatever. No, she took off her clothes because why not? She took off her uniform.
Off her clothes.
Basically, she took off her uniform and became, I don't know, Leia, prototype Leia.
But she's also not a Jedi, so they're not looking for her specifically.
Well, they've been killing people. They don't care. So,
well, Vader was the one killing people.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's insane.
Yeah, it does not explain how these people are getting where they're getting without seeing each other.
I have Obi-Wan and Vader could be fighting, in the next building over for all we know. We don't, because they're moving so fast around this place, because she gets there lickety-split. That loader bot, who barely moves at all, is able to get to Obi-Wan's location, so fast.
Yeah.
So they're Obi-Wan didn't try to run at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's bad.
You said they've never been to this planet before, but obviously it's a planet that is, being, owned, not owned, but,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's been there.
No, but they probably have plans for that town. They probably know what that town looks like and that there is a port. That's what I was trying to get to.
Still, they don't. I don't know. They don't know of this tunnel.
And that would be the only way. That would be the only place that it could lead to. Well, that would make sense.
Tunnel can go. Tunnels underground and go anywhere.
Yeah, but why would it just go to some random place out in the middle of the desert?
Why is anything in this?
Know.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Anyway, so Darth Vader I don't even know what that was. Coal, I guess, or something that he lit
on fire.
That he pulls over in front of Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Or oil. It looked like something it didn't look like liquid. It looked like something. I don't know. Maybe it was coal or something.
I don't know. But something they're mining out there.
I don't know, but they're
it's very flammable.
One of them is across from the other with that in the middle, and then Vader lights it on fire with a saber, and he force holds Obi-Wan and pulls him into the fire and drags him through it because he wants him to feel the same.
Yeah.
He wants him to be on fire like he was on fire in front of, him on Mustafar or whatever.
And he's in that fire for a long time and really
he
does
did not get a lot of
hurt
burns
at all.
No.
His sleeve catches on fire a little.
And yeah, you could see his arm had burns but
I'm still I think the show is really making Obi-Wan to be the worst Jedi in the world, because he has not kept up any of his training just in case. How's he going to protect these kids?
That's true.
He's supposed to protect them, and he's I'm not going to train. I'm not going to use anything. I'm not even going to do basic exercise to make sure these kids are safe. And he gets destroyed utterly by everyone. So
yeah,
what's the point of this? And he's terrible at undercover. He can't hide anything. He's garbage. Get better, Obi-Wan. Do better.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that he would just stop using the Force at all when he's trying to protect Luke. Maybe it has something to do with he's afraid that someone will be able to detect it. Yeah. But the only person he would be afraid of detecting it, I would think, would be would be Vader. Yeah. And he doesn't realize
he's alive.
Who Vader, he doesn't realize, Anakin. Yeah. He doesn't know that Anakin's alive, so that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
And has he heard of Vader at all?
Yeah. But I mean, even still, just do basic fighting, like, get a stick, act like it's a lightsaber, and just jump around your freaking cave, and just dance around and swing that stick around to stay in shape, bro.
Okay, well, obviously he has... Okay, here we go. Okay, in episode 4, when he is training Luke with the lightsaber, Luke's got his lightsaber, he's got his little visor on, and he's got that little droid thing, the little ball droid that they used in Boba Fett when Luke is training Grogu. Yeah. Where did that come from, if not from Obi-Wan? Yeah. So he had to have had it just sitting around somewhere in his cave.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not training, I'll give it to Grogu.
And also, at some point, he's already told Uncle Owen that he needs to train Luke. Yeah. Once he's,
How's he going to train him if he sucks?
If he doesn't, if he's not training himself, keeping himself trained so that he can train Luke later. Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
I guess... he's like, I figure cutting this fish meat will probably be enough training for me.
He's like, I trained for years. It's like riding a bicycle. It'll come back to me.
And it doesn't, obviously.
I mean, it does. It's just not as easy as riding a bike, apparently.
Yeah.
Because, it took him a lot to just stop Leia from falling in the last episode.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't even catch her.
Oh, man.
I honestly like the idea of this story, and I think it'd be really good, but just all the stupid stuff in there is just really killing it for me. Yeah. Just making me like, I don't care about Obi-Wan anymore. I want her to be this really cool, like, fighting and, really going Jedi, and hopefully he does that next few episodes, but man, it's starting off so, he's an idiot.
And I know a lot of people have complaints about other stuff. Because people will complain about Leia, she's too smart for a 10-year-old. No, she's not.
That's fine. That's fun.
Yeah, there are smart 10-year-olds that act that way. Mm-hmm. It's not a big deal. I don't understand why people...
you were going to be like, I was like that. I was so smart.
No, it's not a big deal. That happens.
It does.
Not, it's nothing to complain about. Yeah. And then there are people complaining about the whole High Inquisitor thing where he's dead and he's not supposed to be dead. And it's like, okay, well, you can work around that. Maybe that's not the same High Inquisitor as was in the TV show that you saw him in first. Just because they look the same doesn't mean they're the same character. They don't have a name. They're just High Inquisitor. Right. Because he told Reva she could be High Inquisitor. Exactly. So maybe it's just a different guy.
Yeah, so exactly.
And then, of course... Also, people are like, it messes up with canon, and messes up with canon from the original trilogy. Because when Leia tries to, when she gives the message, when she does the message for Obi-Wan, she doesn't say anything about she's known him. Well, that doesn't matter.
Hey, Obi-Wan, I know, you remember me?
Remember me from when I was 10.
Hi, we went on that little adventure together. It was fun. It's like, no, she has 5 seconds to record a message.
Exactly. It's like, hey, Obi-Wan, remember me? Remember my family. You fought with my dad, you fought alongside my dad, all this stuff. But then, later in A New Hope, when Luke shows up and he's rescuing her, and, the little, I'm Luke Skywalker, I'm here to rescue you. Mm-hmm. I'm here with Ben Kenobi. And she's like, Ben Kenobi? Mm-hmm. Which kind of sounds like she knows who he's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't really break anything. I don't know why people are complaining about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then with this...
Yeah. And I think you can... I think you can change the story as long as it's good, as long as you tell a good story. Yeah. Then whatever, that you can make it work. If you change the Inquisitor or whatever, who cares as long as it's good. But so far, so good. It's almost good.
Yeah, I want to this. And I saw people talking about how great this episode was.
It was better.
It was better, but there are so many things in it that just don't make sense.
Yeah, and it's just poorly done. I don't know why they're screwing this. Why this and Boba Fett? Why? When Mandalorian's so good.
But Mandalorian is an original character that wasn't in the other trilogies.
I guess, but still, it should be easier in a way. I don't know. Because you don't have to build him up. You just you know him, watch him be cool for 6 episodes and go through this story. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Nope. I don't know. And I want to like it so badly. Yeah. Boba Fett, I don't care about Boba Fett. I've never cared about Boba Fett. I've talked about this before. Yeah. I have ranted about how I don't like Boba Fett.
Right.
But I love Obi-Wan. Yeah. And I'm like, come on, I love you, McGregor. He was
the only good thing in the first movies.
Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi is... I've always thought this is perfect. Yeah. And he was great. So good. And I mean, he's doing well other than this. It's the story. It's not his fault. And,
I don't know who wrote this, but I'm not a fan of theirs.
It's can you just make him competent? Seriously. He should be competent. Yeah. Well, I don't hate it. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm just disappointed.
I just want to like it more.
I do. And then they got to pull it together in these last 3 episodes.
Because if they can fix the whole story thing.
Yeah. Fix his character, mainly. Yeah.
Then it would be great.
Yeah.
Because I like some of the other elements. Because I was so surprised when Leia was a main character.
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to go with Leia. I
didn't either, because in the previews, you see him looking at Luke, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe Luke will play a small part in it and everything. Yeah. And you have Uncle Owen. It was oh, wow, cool. We're going to have some stuff with Uncle Owen. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people complain because everything takes place on Tatooine. And of course, now we're not in Tatooine. We haven't been on Tatooine since the first episode, which is great. Yeah. Now we're in New Mexico or Arizona somewhere.
It was California. They filmed it in Los Angeles.
Oh, it was California? Okay.
It did. I was like, man, is Phoenix?
I'm like,
looks familiar.
I'm pretty sure we passed some of these places when we were going from Texas to Arizona. Yeah. But, I mean, it looks a lot like that all over out there. So
yeah, it does.
In Nevada, it looks like that. But so yeah, I was so surprised that Leia was going to be such an integral part of the series, and I'm so happy about that because I love Leia, and everything is Luke. Everything is Luke. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was kind of expecting. Yeah. And it's oh wow, we're actually getting a Leia story. That's so cool. Yeah. And I really like the little actress that they have playing her. She's so cute.
I think she's really good.
I think she's doing a great job. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, of course, she's a butter child, and she just gets away easily.
As long as we don't do chase scenes with her.
In chases.
She's great. She's not good at chase scenes, but...
That's not her fault.
She's a kid. So.
I mean, honestly, she's good in the chase scenes. It's the other people who are bad. Because they just can't catch a 10-year-old. What is wrong with this? But, yeah, so I like that. And I like some of the stuff, but it's just
yeah.
Come on. I feel like you're doing a disservice to... Obi-Wan by making him this incompetent.
Yeah. I guess they're trying to be well, obviously he's incompetent because he named himself Ben Kenobi and hid out on a planet. It's he's bad at this.
You could have changed your last name, bro.
Yeah. He could have changed a lot of stuff.
But they have to call him Ben Kenobi because that's what he was in the original trilogy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they just decided to make that his main character feature is that he's dumb and is not well prepared.
Come on. Why are you doing this to Obi-Wan?
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know where we were at. He was on fire, and then Tia comes and saves him.
She shoots some... Yeah, she knocks over stuff. What does she do?
She shoots one of the guys, one of the stormtroopers, or a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then the robot comes in.
Find her. Where is she?
Yeah, the robot comes, and maybe they can't see well at night. I don't know.
I guess.
The robot...
You would think they put, night vision in those helmets. What's the point of those helmets?
You would think so. The loader droid comes in, picks him up, walks away.
Yeah.
And not Obi-Wan. Dang it, I'm doing it again. And then Vader's just well, I guess that's it. I guess I'll head on out.
Can't go around this fire. Because I think it's much like that gate.
Because the fire eventually goes out and it's embers. But then I think maybe she shoots it and sets it back on fire.
Her shot relights it. Yeah.
And so he's well, I can't go through this fire. I guess his suit's not fireproof, and so he's eventually I'll see him again. I guess I'll get going.
Yeah, even though he can apparently sneak around everywhere and travel long distances stealthily, he can't get around this fire.
Anyway. So yeah, Leia gets to the end of the tunnel and third sister's there. Mm-hmm. And my note on that was... pilot. Yeah, my note on that was just, how the hell are these people getting around so quickly?
Seriously.
But...
it makes no sense. She went straight to there.
I mean, There's
no way... even if she did know that she was going there... that 10-year-old is very fast. We've seen this.
This is not Game of Thrones level of fast travel, but... getting there.
Yep. Yeah, maybe she has been there and she saved a spot right there that she can travel to.
Yeah, she's like, I've been here before. And
put a save point here. Spawn point right there. All right, we're good.
It's like, you've been to this area before. You can fast travel. It's like, okay. Oh, boy.
Get better, Obi-Wan. 3 more episodes.
I want it to be so good. Please. Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Make us forget these first 3.
I mean, there are good elements in some of them. Like in every episode, but...
I think the basic premise is good, but...
yeah.
Just poorly executed on a lot of levels.
I don't know. Oh, we didn't talk about it in the first one, because we were talking about what is Reva's story. We still haven't gotten her story.
Right.
But, like, most people think that she was one of the kids at the beginning of the first episode.
Okay.
That was training to be a Jedi, and maybe they took her and turned her into an Inquisitor.
Maybe those Inquisitors are.
Maybe. Because there were
sisters and brothers.
There were a bunch of them there. Mm-hmm. There were like 6 or something of them. So maybe they were all there together.
Very possible.
And maybe that's why she's mad at Obi-Wan, because she was like, why didn't you help us?
Yeah. Did any of the boys have like a big red pompadour of hair?
It's not Conan O'Brien. It took me a second. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's how we'll know, for sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Well, enough Obi-Wan for today.
Yeah, let me stop getting heated over this. 'Cause, man, just come on.
Just come on. That's our...
There are so many things I like about it, but...
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well... We stuck with Disney this week.
We did.
And
although, is it just Disney?
It is not.
I was surprised.
Very surprising. But we watched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the new movie that came out. Mm-hmm. And
on Disney Plus.
And I didn't know until like recently that they were making it, and then it was already out. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, all right.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Stuff.
I feel like a few months ago I heard something about it, and I was like, oh, well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But I thought they were going to do like... I didn't think it was going to be what it actually turned out to be. I thought it was going to be just a continuation of the TV show. Uh-huh. Because I loved the TV show when I was little. I used to watch it all the time.
Me too,
It was one of my favorites.
It was great.
That along with like Darkwing Duck and all that stuff. So yeah, I was a big fan. Yeah. I really liked Gadget because she was the girl. Mm-hmm. And that was my only choice, apparently. But she was cool.
I liked everybody.
Yeah, I liked... Cool. I did too.
Maybe I didn't like Chip as much, but I still liked...
Yeah.
But I loved him, like, also. But like I told you, I don't really remember a lot from the show.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't remember specifics. Every once in a while, something will kind of remind me of maybe something we saw. Like that, when we were looking through the episodes, that cat robot.
Yeah.
But, man.
And I remember they had their little place was in the tree. Their headquarters or whatever was in the tree.
And I remember Monterey Jack going for cheese all the time.
Going for cheese, yep. All the cheese. And of course, Gadget being the engineer kind of person.
Having that balloon plane thing.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I remember Fat Cat.
Yep.
I mostly remember the video game from the NES.
Okay.
Because it was very hard. And we
they made those things so hard.
They were so hard. And and it was a pretty good game though, honestly, for what it was. I only beat it when I cheated. So put in the Game Genie, then put some cheats in, and finally was able to beat it. That's how I beat most games at that point, because they were so hard. Mm. But yeah, I remember that more than the show, maybe.
Yeah, and they had McDonald's toys, like Happy Meal toys.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember, I know I had the Gadget one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had any of the others, but she had this like car, and it had different types of wheels on it.
Oh so I did have that one. Yeah.
That was fun.
And I had a Monterey Jack one too, I think. I don't remember what it was though. Was cheese involved?
Considering it's Monterey Jack, would not be surprised.
I'm gonna have to look those up.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember that, and I would play with that a lot. But yeah, so I was expecting it to be a continuation. Like I said, it was not. It was totally different. And when I saw the commercial, when I saw the preview for it, as soon as I saw the preview, I was like, I don't think I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You could like mix and match all their little like propellers and wheels and all that. So I know I had Monterey Jack and Gadget. I feel like
I think I had maybe Chip and Gadget.
Yeah. I think my mom still has a box of like all the old McDonald's toys
I may have just had Gadget.
I don't know. Love those. I love those old McDonald's toys. I don't know that I had Dale. I may have just had Chip. Anywho, it doesn't matter.
So yeah, when I saw the preview for it though, the commercial or the trailer, whatever you want to call it, and I saw Dale, I was like, oh no. I'm gonna hate this.
He did look a little Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I did not like it. Exactly. I was like, oh, this. I don't like it when they do like 3D versions of 2D characters. Yeah. Like even because they did this with Space Jam.
Yeah, it looked bad.
And I did not like it then.
Yeah.
They do it with a lot of stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not a fan. Don't want this.
Yeah.
And some of the other characters that were in the trailer, I was like, oh no.
What are they doing?
What is this? So, was not looking forward to this.
Yeah. I got on board once. It was a Scott Hasn't Seen episode where Akiva, whatever his name is, from Lonely Island,
I don't know,
was on. He's the director of the movie. I didn't know he was the director. I didn't know Lonely Island was kind of behind it.
Is he the director of the movie?
Yeah.
Because he plays a director.
He does also play a director, but he also directed it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then I was like, okay, well, I can get more behind this. Because I like a lot of their stuff. Like, I like Palm Springs and...
Yeah, Palm Springs was pretty good.
Pop Star, was that what it's called?
I think
Never Stopping or something like that.
Something like
that. It
that.
wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
And I always liked their SNL stuff, so it got me a little more on board.
Yeah. I was not really on board until we started watching it, and then I was like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
This is not another Space Jam.
It's not. No.
I was pleasantly surprised, I'll say that. And I did enjoy it. Yeah. It
was better. I was worried, but still.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but
I think one of the reasons I did like it was because of all of the Easter eggs and stuff throughout. Because it was just like,
it is packed.
It's so much. You look away for like 1 second and you're gonna miss some. You're gonna miss like some Easter egg.
Yeah, because apparently whoever wrote it, what they wanted to do was they wanted to write a Rescue Rangers movie, and they were like, we want to make it the Roger Rabbit.
I was gonna say it's very Roger Rabbit. Yeah,
so they were like, all right, well, we got a lot of work to do on that, so it took a while to make.
It's like a mix. It's kind of it made me think of Free Guy also. Because Free Guy was another thing that had a lot of like Easter eggs for stuff, but it was for gaming, and this was more for cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Even had Roger Rabbit in there. So I guess we can start off here.
Sure.
Of what it's all about.
So it is narrated by Dale, and he's talking about...
It's Andy Samberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's talking about the first time that he met Chip.
Yeah.
And I went when they came out of the womb.
Yeah.
No.
Were they like?
I swear I thought they were brothers.
I feel like I thought they were brothers too, but I don't remember why I thought that.
I have always thought they were brothers. Are they not?
I don't know. Did they say that in the Rescue Rangers? I don't know if they ever said it in like the cartoons.
Okay.
Like with Donald.
But I mean, you also have to remember, if they say that they're brothers in the Rescue Rangers, it doesn't mean they're actually brothers. It just means they were played brothers in the Rescue Rangers.
Oh, that's true.
Because these are the actors, Chip and Dale, playing those characters.
That was a TV show in their universe.
Exactly.
So, I also forgot to mention that we tried to find my favorite Chip and Dale and Donald Duck classic cartoon of Donald Applecore, where they're stealing his apples and he tries to stop them, and it's hijinks and greatness. I loved those old Chip and Dale cartoons.
By the way, it was Akiva is Akiva Schaffer.
Schaffer, yeah. Can never remember. I can't remember the other guy's name. It's in Lonely Island.
Jorma?
Yeah, Jorma.
I can't think of his last name either.
Me neither.
I don't know if it's pronounced Jorma.
I think it's Jorma.
Okay. I'm looking up on the Disney Wiki to see if they are brothers. The brothers are known for. So they're brothers.
Okay.
In Disney canon.
In Disney canon. There you go.
Okay, I feel better about that. I feel vindicated here. But in this...
And the guy in Bill Justice, the animator who first drew Chip and Dale, talked about them as simply little brothers. But Disney has never acknowledged that familial relationship, according to the 2012 book Disney Trivia from the Vault of Dave Smith. So it's debated.
Well, I've always thought of them as brothers.
I always thought of them as brothers too.
From like the very first Chip and Dale cartoon I saw. I was like, oh, cute little chipmunk brothers.
Yeah.
So, because, I mean, you also have Alvin and the Chipmunks, who are all brothers.
Maybe that's where we're getting it from.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, all chipmunks are brothers.
I guess so. In this, they are not brothers. You find out that they met at school when they were little kids, or little baby chipmunks.
Yeah. And this world also, cartoons and humans and...
living together.
Muppets and...
oh, yeah.
Clay people. Everything all live together.
And video game character kind of things, or like CGI characters, I guess.
Everybody lives together.
Yeah, they all live together in harmony, I suppose. So, yeah, they meet at school. It's Dell's first day, and he comes in, and he's introduced by, it looks like Clarabelle Cow.
Yeah.
So, she's the teacher, and he's introduced, and everybody's just kind of like, whatever, don't really care. And then to get attention, he grabs like a pencil and pretends to stick it in his eye, and like he stabbed himself, and like he's dying.
Yeah, freaks everybody out.
Freaks all these kids out. And then he's like, no, it was just a joke. Yeah. So then he's like all by himself. Nobody wants to be his friend. Yeah, it's very sad.
Eats lunch alone.
Yeah, so he goes to the cafeteria. He sits down by himself, and then Chip sits down beside him. Yeah, and they become friends.
They're best friends.
It's so
I like
cute.
that they have normal size tables and little tiny tables.
Exactly, because it's like, well, I mean, I guess he could have climbed up onto one of the regular size tables and just sat on it, but
the logistics of running anything in this world must be a nightmare.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've got to buy, I don't even know what I got to buy for this place. I'm going to need so many things. I don't know.
Because there are a lot of things in this that are chipmunk sized. Yeah. And then there are things that are just regular human sized. And then it's like, but then you've got all these other characters that are bigger than that. So
yeah. What are they doing?
I don't know. Oh man. Yeah. So it's crazy, but it was fun. So they grow up together. They're best friends. They do everything together. And then after high school, they decide that they're going to go to California, to Hollywood, so that they can become actors.
Yep.
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
So they get cast in a couple of like commercials. There's one commercial for like a deodorant or something where they just kind of fall over in a locker room.
Smell of somebody.
There's one, you see them in the background of a Full House episode.
And Uncle Jesse's playing with his band. They're having a good time dancing. That was so silly. I loved it.
That was great. So yeah, they're in a couple of things like that, and then they get Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Mm-hmm. And so they become good friends with Monterey Jack and Gadget and with Zipper.
Mm-hmm. Monterey Jack was voiced by Eric Bana.
Yep.
Which I was surprised about.
Yep.
But makes sense. He's Australian.
I don't know who did the original voice of Monterey Jack.
It was Jim Cummings. No, maybe. Okay. I think so. I looked it up a second ago and I forgot already.
Okay. Because I don't know why they went with Eric Bana, but okay. I'm pretty sure Gadget was the same.
Yeah. Tress MacNeille, maybe? Yes. Yeah. Jim Cummings was Monterey Jack.
Okay.
Yeah. And Fat Cat. Which I thought Fat Cat was going to be in this more. Really wasn't. I was surprised.
Just tiny bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have Rescue Rangers. Everything's going really well with that. They're popular. They've got all their merchandise, all this stuff going on. And then after, like, the second season, it's like the second season has just wrapped. Yeah. And Chip comes into Dell's trailer and...
Well, at the wrap party, they were cutting the cake and stuff. Mm-hmm. And Chip kind of, like... You could kind of tell Chip was kind of, like, acting like the boss of it a little bit. Like, he was a little better than everybody, maybe.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That Chip was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's like, when I brought Dale in...
Oh, yeah.
When I heroically went and ate lunch with him or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Made this happen.
So, anyway, Dale is... he's in his trailer, and... he's got like this poster for 00 Dale.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's this new spy thing that he's gonna try to get off the ground, I guess.
New series, yep.
And Chip's like, oh, but what about us?
Yeah.
You know, that's a you thing, not an us thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, well, it's gonna be great, blah, blah, blah. And then they don't really fight about it, but...
Well, Chip wants to kind of discuss it with him more.
And Dale's like, oh, wait a minute, my phone's ringing. Yeah. It's probably my agent about 00 Dale. Mm-hmm. And so Chip's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just go then.
Yeah.
And
Dale's argument was because Chip had told him, I don't know, you got to take a risk or something like that. What was that saying? It was a common... they said it multiple times throughout the movie. It was a through line. It was a very important thing.
I missed it entirely. It's fine.
It was like a big plot point at the end. But it's fine. But yeah, something about, you know, gotta go for it, take a risk, or else you're not gonna get anything or something.
Yeah. Anyway, so when he takes the call from his agent or whatever, Chip just kind of slips out the door. Mm-hmm. And it says, you know, the Rescue Rangers had like one more season and then it was canceled.
Yeah, it was canceled that summer.
Yeah, and then 00 Dale never got off the ground. Basically. It never became a thing. And then they just kind of went their separate ways and never talked to each other again. Yep,
kind of killed the relationship. Mm-hmm. But apparently Gadget and what's his name?
Well, we don't find that out until later.
Well, whenever they're rapping, they were pretty flirty.
Yeah. Zipper. Gadget and Zipper were kind of flirty with each other.
Yeah.
Which is weird because Zipper is a fly and Gadget's a mouse.
Yeah.
So then it flashes forward basically to present day. Dale has gotten his like 3D conversion or whatever. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah.
But he's now a 3D character. He's
basically animation plastic surgery.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, don't like that. Not a big fan.
But I like how they played it in there. Like he does want to keep following fame, so he's trying to be like the Chipmunks or whatever.
Yeah, he's always trying to like keep his, because he's at a convention basically with all of these old cartoon characters and stuff. And like Baloo comes out and Baloo is also like the 3D version of Baloo from like the Jungle Book, the live action. So I guess he's more like a live action kind of version of Dale. Right. So Baloo comes out on stage and he's singing Bare Necessities and everything. And he's kind of taken, he sees that and he's like, maybe that's kind of one of the reasons that he went ahead and got turned 3D, because he's like, well, if it worked for the people, for like the Jungle Book, and it got them a new movie and all this stuff, and it worked for the Chipmunks, the Alvin and Chipmunks, then maybe it'll work for Rescue Rangers too. Exactly. We can get that going again, because he's always chasing that dream to get it back, that reunion basically, that reboot.
Right.
And so he's sitting there, and it has like all of these other characters. So like right next to him is Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. Yep. Across from him is Tigra.
Yep, Tigra.
From
Avengers.
Okay. I didn't know what she was from. And then also across from him, oh gosh.
I couldn't believe that.
I could not either. When it showed it, I was like, no!
It was Ugly Sonic.
Ugly Sonic.
The first one they put out for the new movies that had human teeth and just looked awful. And
they, people petitioned for them to change it.
The backlash was so bad they had to completely change it.
And they did, and it looked so much better.
Changed it.
But in this one, Ugly Sonic is going to like convention centers and stuff, and he's talking about how he's going to be doing a new TV series with the FBI. And
I'd watch that.
I forget what the name of it was, but it was like either. Sonic is ugly, but crime is uglier, or something like that.
Something ridiculous.
So Ugly Sonic is there. Yeah, and he's just kind of chilling with those people, and I don't really think it goes into too much other than that.
No, not really, I guess. Then we cut over to Chip, I think.
And Chip is still his 2D animated self. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, thank goodness for Chip, man. Because I don't think I can watch Dale just by himself all the time. It gets better. It does get better. Yeah. It's a shock at first for me. And then once it's got going, it didn't even register with me. So it was fine. But Chip is an insurance salesman.
Yep.
And he
apparently very good at it.
Yep. And he lives in a tiny house with a regular-sized dog named Millie.
Yep.
And that's basically his life. He just goes to work at the insurance company. He comes home. He says hello to Mrs. House that lives like on his street, I guess.
Yeah. That's
which is
weird.
Animated house.
Yep.
And then he goes home and he feeds Millie and watches TV.
I guess. Yeah.
Because they're watching TV together. The news is on. Flounder has gone missing.
Yeah.
That's on the news. Flounder from The Little Mermaid, if you're unaware.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he gets a phone call from Monterey Jack.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need you to come over to my apartment. He's like, okay, I'll be there. Just a minute. So he heads on over there. And Monterey Jack is not looking so good.
Yeah, he's looking drugged out.
He's real paranoid and everything, too.
Yeah. I was like, are they going to do an actual drug storyline?
Oh, he's high, but he's high on cheese.
Yeah, that dude cannot break his cheese habit.
Nope. He's
even like, bro, I haven't had cheese in like days now. I swear. I'm clean.
And Chip comes in and he's like, what's that smell? Yeah. What is that stinky cheese smell? And he goes in and he finds a piece of stinky cheese and throws it out. And so that's when we find out that Gadget and Zipper got married and had like 14 kids or something like that.
It was a ton of kids and they were hideous.
It shows them and they're like part fly, part mouse.
I hated it.
And it was disgusting.
All different combinations is the worst.
Yeah, it was not good.
That's never a creature I ever want to see in my life.
No. So yeah, he's catching up with Monty and everything. And then Monty tells him that he's been getting cheese from the mob, basically.
Yeah, basically.
And that he owes them a lot of money and he's afraid that they're going to take him.
Yeah.
And they're going to bootleg him.
Right.
Like they've been doing to all of these different characters.
Yeah.
And so it shows what they do and they bootleg him. Because it shows it like with Flounder. And so they took Flounder, erased his mouth so he couldn't scream.
Yeah. That's horrifying.
Right? Then put him in this machine which changes little things
their appearance,
so it doesn't look completely like Flounder, but it looks enough like Flounder that you know that's who it is. And then they put them in movies like overseas that
knockoff
movies. So I cannot remember. It was like the Tiny Fish Girl or something like that. So The Littlest Mermaid.
The
Little Mermaid. I just said Littlest. The Little Mermaid, but yeah, it's like the Tiny Fish Girl or something like that. And all of the characters are just slightly off. And you've seen movies like that where it's like, okay, I know exactly what they're ripping off right here.
It's pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But he's afraid that they're going to take him and they're going to bootleg him because he hasn't paid him back. And then Dale shows up because he called both of them.
Yeah.
And, of course, they both showed up. And this is the first time that they've seen each other in years.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly.
He said, it's all right. We're okie dokie artichoke.
Oh, yeah. Okie dokie artichoke. That's right. That was in there.
Yeah, I don't remember what they do, really.
So they're kind of pretending to be friendly with each other, I guess, so that they just don't fight in the middle of this conversation with Monty. Yeah. And then they leave. They go their separate ways. And then they get a phone call from... Oh, Chip gets a call from Dale, I think.
Yeah.
Saying...
And Chip was watching Batman vs. E.T.
Oh, yeah. There were so many weird movies.
A lot of billboards of just so many things. It was seriously constant.
Yeah. It was just a barrage of Easter eggs.
Yeah. And that was kind of the start of they just got WB stuff. Because he would get Frozen stuff out of his thing. And it was Frozone's
so it's
thing.
Okay, well, that's that's
Disney.
Not Marvel, but that's Disney. Well, Pixar, Disney.
Right.
But then there was also something else in there.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Mule or whatever with Foghorn Leghorn. I'm like, it's just, how did they do this?
Yeah. And then, of course, they've got Batman.
Yeah.
Which, also is...
Warner Brothers.
Yeah. But then E.T.?
E.T., yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
I'm not even sure who does that. Universal or something?
I don't know. There were so many different things, because at one point there was a character from South Park.
Yeah.
There was Butthead from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
There were like all of these different characters.
Nickelodeon characters. There was like Doug and Pork Chop. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just all over the place. It's like they took every single stuff. How did they get permission to use all of these characters?
I read about it, and it was like our lawyers just worked so long to get all this squared away.
That would be a nightmare.
But seriously, there were so many.
Because I remember like when what is it called? Ready Player One, when they started making that movie, they had a lot of trouble getting rights to the stuff from the book.
Right.
So they had to change things around.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And even like Roger Rabbit, whenever they were making that, it was like, all right, well, Bugs Bunny and Mickey, one of them, whoever comes in first, the other one gets more screen time. Or something. They had to like work it out of like, they had to get their characters in so long, and they could only do certain things with them. Yeah. And man, I can't even imagine.
But a lot of the characters were only on screen for like a couple of seconds. Right. So I guess that helps a lot. They're not like main characters. Right. Because most of the main characters were either original characters or they were Disney. Yeah. So that helps a lot, I'm sure. It does, yeah. But yeah, there was just so much.
Coca-Cola, too.
Oh my gosh.
They're going for everybody.
Everything. Okay, so anyway, Dale calls Chip and says, Monty's missing. Yeah. And I'll meet you at his apartment. The police need to talk to us. Yeah. So Chip immediately goes there, and Dale's like, what are you doing here? And it's like, you just called him. I swear he said something like, you're here. I didn't expect you to come or something. It's like, weird. You literally just called him and asked him to be there, and he said, I'll be there.
I don't remember.
But okay. Whatever. It was weird. So they get there. The police are there. They're like these little donut cops.
Yeah, there's the donut cops from Wreck-It Ralph. They're kind of looking at the scene. And then the chief is like a Gumby character.
Yeah, and then there were these little mushroom cops too. Or forensic
really? I missed those guys.
People? I don't know.
And then there was sock puppet officer.
Where did the sock puppet
I don't know who sock puppet guy was.
I don't know.
It was like Syphil and Ollie or something.
Oh my gosh. It's so weird.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So random.
The what's it called? The police chief, his name is Captain Putty. Yeah. And he's just a putty person. He's very Gumby-ish. Yeah. Like knockoff Gumby.
Maybe they couldn't get the rights to Gumby.
Probably. So. But yeah, so they have Captain Putty, voiced by
J.K. Simmons.
Yes, I was about to say voiced by J. Jonah Jameson. But I mean, technically, yes.
Man, that guy works so much.
He gets around.
He never stops.
I love it.
He's like, if I'm not doing a movie, I'm going to do those commercials for State Farm or whoever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had somebody from State Farm commercials, but then we also had somebody from Allstate commercials.
Who was that?
Zipper.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The president from 24, whatever his name was.
Yeah, I don't know his actual name.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
But yeah, he voices Zipper later on. Yeah. Zipper's like, you don't expect him to have like this deep voice. Yeah. But yeah.
I do love whenever they were making their character voices. They were like, oh, it's like, oh, look like this. Yeah. Like like, oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so...
like they explained that away.
Oh, we never did say... You said Andy Samberg, right?
Oh, yeah.
We never did say John Mulaney as Chip.
Yeah. Who I used to be a really big fan of. And then...
he did some questionable things.
His story just keeps getting like, I don't know, man. Don't meet your heroes, I guess.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, Monty is missing, and they were the last people to see him before he went missing. Yeah. So that's why the cops want to talk to him. And then there's also a cop that is a human, and her name is Ellie, wasn't there?
Yeah. And they were, because I thought they were in a huge tower. Like, I literally thought they were in a big, like, human person tower. No, she stands up. She's at the window.
Well, she's like crouching down, looking in the window, pretty much. And she's like, "Hey," and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm a big fan of Chip and Dale." Uh-huh. And Dale kind of has a crush on her. Yeah, which is cute.
Oh, those babies are gonna be weird.
Oh boy. So yeah, they tell the cops, that they think it was part of whatever gang he owed money to. Yeah. And they find out that it was it's run by someone called Sweet Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide that they're gonna... Chip does not want to help out, really. Dale wants to be the Rescue Rangers, pretty much. Because the cops are like...
Can't do anything, you know. All this red tape.
Exactly. So Dale's like, well, we'll do it. We'll fix it. We'll find him. We'll, get everything solved because, we're the Rescue Rangers. Mm-hmm. And Chip's like, no, we're not. That was TV show. Yeah. That's not who we are. And Dale's like, oh, come on. And then suddenly Chip smells the stinky cheese that he threw out. And, that's a clue. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's got the name of where he bought it. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, we'll go look at this. Find out who Sweet Pete is, then we'll turn over to the cops.
Exactly.
That'll be it.
And actually, they may not find out Sweet Pete's name until they go to the cheese shop, but I can't remember.
I think they said Sweet Pete because they ask about Sweet Pete.
Okay. So yeah, they go to where the stinky cheese is from. It's on like Main Street or something. Yeah. And when they get there, it's just chaos. I mean, there's like cartoon characters like everywhere. Yeah. But I mean, it's like a idyllic cartoon street. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're like putting on a front. It's like, that guy over there sells arms, like unregistered firearms or something like that. Yeah, and you find out that Dale sometimes donates his hair, sells his hair to this wig maker. Who was that character? I don't know. But I know I recognize him. I don't know, but he had like a bunch of wigs out, and it was like, had like real chipmunk hair and stuff like that. So they find the cheese shop, and it's run by some Muppet. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be the Swedish Chef at first, because he does kind of talk like the Swedish Chef a little bit, but it was not. Yeah. Yeah, the Muppets they didn't get like any famous Muppets for any of it. Some of them kind of like in the credits there was one that was like, okay, that might be a hint toward that one. It's like that looks a little bit like Grover, but it's not, Yeah. So he lets them in the back because they ask about the stinky cheese, and he's like, "Are you cops?" And they're like, "No, we're not cops. We're just cheese connoisseurs." Yep. So he lets them back there, and there's a lot of little mice in there. Yeah. I didn't know all of them. Was one of them Ratatouille? I don't know. I couldn't tell. Maybe a Stuart Little. I don't know. I wasn't sure. There was a lot. Yeah. I feel like there might have been a Looney Tunes rat in there somewhere, or a mouse in there somewhere. Maybe. So that's where they find out that Sweet Pete is the one in charge, basically, and they tell where they can find him. And so they head out, or I think he kicks them out. No, he handcuffs them. Oh, and he takes them there. That's right. He takes them over there and delivers them. That's right. I forgot. So yeah, he takes them over there. And they go to the Uncanny Valley. Yes, because they didn't say it at first. Yeah, but they get out and they're looking around and everything's just slightly off. It's not right. And then they look over into an alleyway and there are cats from the movie Cats. I was like, oh no. No. Please make it stop. And then that's when they say, this is the Uncanny Valley. Mm-hmm. And you can tell there's, you could tell that there was just something off about everything. It's these 3D characters that just don't look quite right. Something about them that's not quite right. Yeah. But it's so close. Yeah. And so it's the Uncanny Valley. Yeah. And he takes them to this building, this warehouse, knocks on the door, and there is Seth Rogen, but he's like a dwarf. Yeah, maybe World of Warcraft or something. I don't know. It never really says. Doesn't. Yeah, I don't know it well enough. I feel like I saw what his name was, but I don't think I don't know if they ever said his name in the thing. I don't remember. But it was like Bob or something like that. But yeah, he's very... His eyes don't look the right way. Yeah, his eyes look straight ahead when he's supposed to be looking at them. They don't move at all. He doesn't blink or anything. Yeah. And they're like, this is real weird. Are you talking to us? Yeah, because he's talking and they're like, are you talking to us? Because you're not looking at us. He's like, what are you talking about? I am looking at you. And they're
right at you.
No. So it's real strange.
It is.
But he takes him inside to meet Sweet Pete. Mm-hmm. And so they go into his office and you find out that Sweet Pete is actually Peter Pan. Yeah. He's like a grown-up version of Peter Pan. He's he's got a little paunch and not looking so good.
Nope. Voiced by Will Arnett.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's apparently in everything.
But J.K. Simmons just doing it all.
It's like, we need somebody. Can we get J.K. Simmons?
No.
Will Arnett? Yes.
Actually, okay. J.K. Simmons just said yes, too. We'll put them both in.
Put them both in there. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't get Chris Pratt, because, he usually voices everything, too. Yeah. But no Chris Pratt, surprisingly.
Mario had shown up. He would have voiced it.
So, yeah, Sweet Pete is Peter Pan. He tells his story about how after Peter Pan, he tried to get other parts, and he just couldn't.
Started growing that mustache. Mm-hmm.
And so,
really wanted him.
So then he decided that he would make a knockoff version of Peter Pan, which he did. And then he was like, that went so well that I can start making knockoff versions of other things. And so that's what he starts doing. Mm-hmm. So he's the one behind it all.
Yep.
And he's like, what would be really great is a reboot of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Yep. So he's like, that's what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. And so he tries to catch him, or he tries to stop him from escaping, basically.
Yeah, he let him out of the handcuffs, like when they first walked in, and he was trying to play nice guy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So they somehow jump onto the polar bear. I'm guessing it's supposed to be the Coca-Cola polar bear. Jump on top of him and jump onto the fan, swing themselves.
He's like, why don't you just grab them? Why is this happening?
He's like, I can't do it.
It's harder than it looks.
Exactly. Oh, man. So we have butter chipmunks, apparently.
Mm-hmm. This explains Obi-Wan.
So they swing into the bathroom and lock the door. And they're trying to find a way out. There's only one way out, and it's through the toilet.
Yep.
And Dale seems very excited about this, and Chip is not. And I'm like, I'm with Chip.
Why is he so excited about it?
But the dwarf starts cutting down the door with his axe. So they're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go.
Yeah.
So they go through the sewer, which is real gross.
Yeah.
And then finally they escape. They come out through two different grates, I guess.
Yeah.
Because when Chip comes out, he sees Dale lying in this puddle and thinks that he's dead. And he's like, okay, come on, don't prank like this. Because apparently that's what he used to do.
He just used to prank him all the time.
Prank people all the time.
Maybe that happened in the cartoon and I don't remember it.
I don't know. But I mean, they did set it up with him with the pencil to his eye the first time in his class and everything. So I guess that's just something he does
That's what he does
all the time.
He knows how to get a laugh.
So, but Dale walks up behind him. He's like,
yeah.
What's wrong? What's going on? He's like, oh my gosh, I thought you were dead. Yeah. But it was a 00 Dale
doll
that was just trash, basically.
Yep.
So they realize that Sweet Pete has a step tracker, because Sweet Pete and Dale both have step trackers, the same kind.
Yeah, because what they want to do is go turn it over to the police since they've found all this stuff. They're like, we can go give it to them and we're done. But they went and they're like, yeah, we can't do anything. So we need you to get more evidence. Go get that step tracker.
Exactly. So they're like, well, we'll go get the step tracker and we can track where he's been. Mm-hmm. And then we'll know where he's taking all the characters when he bootlegs them.
Right.
So that's what they're going to do next. They're going to try to get that. Yep. And they have Ellie helping them.
Yeah.
And they decide that they're going to do they might need to do a disguise or something. Right. Oh, and she comes over to Chip's house.
Right.
Or Dale's
house. Yeah.
To Dale's house. And they give her this teeny tiny little bottle of beer. And she's like, thanks.
Thank you.
And it's like, it's not even a sip, basically. It's like probably 3 drops or something.
Yeah.
But, so I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
And then Dale's like, well, we'll probably need a disguise or something. So let's go to the headquarters or whatever.
Yeah, he's created a little lab.
Yeah, the lab, that's it. Yeah, the crime lab or something like that.
Yeah.
So they go into his garage, and it's got all of this memorabilia from Rescue Rangers.
Yeah,
it even has
been collecting it all.
Yeah, it has the video game. It has every single episode. It has all of the other merchandise.
Fireworks and
and he has almost a complete collection of pins or whatever, or magnets. Pogs. Oh, it's Pogs. That's what it was. Yeah, almost a complete collection of Pogs.
Yeah,
and it shows one of them, and apparently it's worth a lot of money because they didn't print many of them because there's a cloud in the background that looks like the face of Oprah.
Yeah. I missed it the first time, so I had to go back and watch it.
I saw it the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, it does look like Oprah.
I really wonder if that's real. I hope it is.
I doubt it, but it was great. So they decide that they're going to use a disguise to get into the bathhouse where Pete goes every day or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're going to steal the tracker from there. So
they wear rat costumes.
Yes.
The rat pluggers.
They put little mouse or little rat noses on, and they have cameras in them also in the nose. And they go in, they're pretending to be plumbers.
Yeah, Chip's like, don't do your New York accent. Don't do that bad New York accent.
And Dale immediately does the bad New York accent. But then later someone asks him something, and Chip does it too. Yeah.
It's like, you made me do it. I could not do it.
So apparently when they're dressed as plumbers, they just have to do bad New York accents, which is really funny. He's like, I'm walking here. Oh, boy. So they see where Pete has stored his step tracker in the locker. And they're like, okay, we've got to just get down there and get it.
Yeah, they see him punching the code.
Mm-hmm. So they start going down there, and they're stopped by this DJ Snake.
Yeah, it's a long German name.
Yeah, I don't know what his name was, but he was played by Flulaborg.
Right.
And they think that he's going to eat them. But he's like, oh, I'm a big fan. He's like, he has like...
He's done a remix of the Rescue Rangers theme.
Well, it's not the Rescue Rangers theme. It's something else. It's like some kind of Disney Channel afternoon.
Oh, it was the thing. Disney, afternoons. That's right.
Yeah, so he's done a remix of it, and he wants them to
rap
over it.
Which Chip had seen earlier, the Chipmunks. He's like, oh, don't rap. They're rapping.
No, because it was like the Chipmunks, now they rap. And he's like, oh, no, that's like the worst.
Why do they always make them rap?
Exactly. And I'm wondering the same thing. They did it.
In Space Jam.
They did. They did it in Space Jam.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, they always make them rap. And so he wants them to rap, and he's going to video it.
Yeah.
And so... Chip's like, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then Dale turns around with he's got like a wrench using it as a microphone, and he starts to rap, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Good at he's so bad at it, and he's like, my name is Dale. I don't eat whale. And then he can't remember anything else other than that rhymes with Dale other than whale. And so he just starts talking about whale and how you shouldn't eat whale because they're endangered species. And it's just stuck on that. So Chip's like, okay, well, while he's over here rapping, I'm going to try to get into the locker.
Yeah.
So he uses, he knows that...
He's got oil on his fingers.
Yeah, that Peter had oil on his fingers, and so he uses a match to see where the oil is. And so he gets into it, but then it's time for him to rap. And so he has to rap, and then he's stuck with the whale thing, too. Cause
I also don't eat whale. Oh, man.
He's like, and now I'm stuck rapping about whales.
I love that part.
It was ridiculous. So while he's rapping, you told me, because I was like, I did not see this.
You were too taken in by the rap.
I was too confused about the whales. And so while he's rapping, Dale goes and grabs the step counter.
Yeah.
And then they finish off their little rap. They even rap the same things together. Yeah. And then they kind of get caught in this little thing where they keep saying the same exact things at the same time.
Yeah.
And then finally they stop.
Yeah, they missed one. We lost it.
We were doing so well.
Yeah.
So they have the tracker now. So they get out of there. Mm-hmm. They go back. They plug it into the computer. They find out that there's like a wharf or whatever where they've been taking the cartoon characters. Mm-hmm. So they go there to check it out. They find out where the bootlegging is taking place. They find the machine and everything. Mm-hmm. And then somehow they turn the machine on and then jump inside of it.
Yeah. Well, Dale goes and turns on the power because it's dark. Mm-hmm. And then Chip hits the enter key. And then, they just run inside.
And then they're like, oh no, we should get away from this machine. Let's jump right inside of it instead. Yeah, so it makes no sense.
Obviously, they were like, I don't know, just make them go in the machine.
Yeah, so they get into the machine. There are like all these lasers in it, so they have to dodge the lasers.
Yeah.
And they get all the way through. They somebody outside finally turns the machine off.
I think it just completes, actually.
Maybe. I don't know.
It cuts off Chip's ear.
Yes.
It replaces it
with a Snoopy ear. So Chip has a Snoopy ear.
Yep.
But they make it out. And then at the very end of it, they look out and they see this wall of like pieces of cartoon characters.
Right.
And on that wall, they see Monty's mustache. So he's already been bootlegged.
Yep.
And that's when they realize somebody must have known, because it takes like...
And it was still warm.
Yeah, because it usually takes about 48 hours for somebody to be bootlegged.
Yeah.
But it's been less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
Everything was still warm there. And they're like, they had to have known we were coming and bootlegged him early. So somebody knows that they've been talking to.
Yeah. So they go back to the police station. That's where they smell Monterey Jack's cologne. He wears Rescue Rangers cologne.
Yes.
The only one in the world that wears it because it smells like almond butter and gasoline.
Yeah. Yeah, so they smell that and they're like, oh man. And it's coming from like the police chief's office. Yeah. But Ellie is in there. And they're like, oh, I think it might be Ellie. Yeah. And she's just been pretending to be a big fan, because there was one point where she said that she was from Albany, but then they found out that Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers never aired in Albany, which is not true. It actually did.
Because Chip, keeps track of all the ratings all over. Not Chip, Dale does.
Dale does. But, and when they
Obi-Wan does.
and when they saw that it didn't air in Albany, they were like, oh, we thought... you said that you watched it, and she's like, yeah, my grandmother would tape it for me and send it to me. And you could tell, at that point when she said that, Chip was like, that's weird. And
what's your favorite episode?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have one.
I don't have a favorite. I love them all. And
Dale's like, yeah, that seems right.
Exactly. It's like, obviously.
Of course she does.
I don't have a favorite either, so, it makes sense. But then they're talking about that, and Chip's like, that doesn't make any sense, because grandparents are notorious for not knowing how to use VCRs. Technologies. How would she be able to tape it for her?
That's a common grandparent thing.
Which, honestly, true.
I mean, it's not bad.
So, they end up... I don't know why they go to the convention again, but they're there.
Why do
Was there a reason?
Oh, because he's like, I got somebody else that can help. Because I know a guy who's got an in with the FBI.
That's right. So they go to see Ugly Sonic. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. Because I'm like, oh, geez. Again?
Yeah.
And I love it because there's at one point, the first time that it shows Ugly Sonic, Dale is just staring at Ugly Sonic's mouth as he's talking and just like, oh. And this time Chip does it. And he's just like, what is going on with that mouth? With those teeth? I don't like it.
Because they're like, Ugly Sonic, we need you to do this quickly. He's like, oh, that's going fast as the other guy's thing. Yeah. I go real slow. Yeah. That's when his mouth slowed down.
Oh my gosh. And he's just like, oh. So they see on the escalator Sweet Pete and the Coca-Cola bear and the dwarf. Yeah. And they're there. They're looking for him. And so they start running around the convention center. They run across Paul Rudd, who is there. Yep. And he's talking about how Ant-Man was not originally called Ant-Man. It was originally called Aunt-Man with, A-U-N-T. And it was about a guy who was like...
His powers are that all ants love him.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, okay. So he's there, which was really funny. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Which makes sense because Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen are really good friends. And
it's true.
A bunch of them are probably really good friends. But yeah, it was really funny.
The polar bear meets Baloo. He loves him.
Yeah, he loves Baloo.
He's a huge fan.
And then the dwarf gets knocked off of something at one point and he falls
to a table.
Yeah. And then suddenly Pumbaa is looking over at him and it's live action Pumbaa. And he's talking with also Seth Rogen's voice. Yeah. And then some other character.
The mantis from Kung Fu Panda, I think.
I guess so. He starts talking, and of course, it's also Seth Rogen. Yeah. And then there's another character.
The alien from Monsters vs. Aliens.
Exactly. And it's also Seth
Rogen.
So it's just poor Seth Rogen's talking.
Seth Rogen's talking.
That got me.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Oh, man.
I loved all this Seth Rogen. So it's great.
Oh boy. So that happened.
Yeah.
And they start they almost get away, but Chip gets captured. Yeah. Dale gets away because the polar bear catches him.
Yeah.
And they take him to the bootleg place.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna bootleg Chip.
Yeah.
And Dale has to go try to rescue him.
Well, so Ellie also gets captured. I don't remember how. Oh, because the police show up. Like Ellie and the chief show up also.
They
stop them.
They show up to stop them.
But it turns out the chief is bad.
The chief's the bad guy.
Bad guy, not Ellie.
Exactly. So Captain Putty is actually the bad guy.
So they tie Ellie up, and then they want to get Dale there, so that they can run him through the machine, make
both of them
bootleg,
so that they can do a bootleg version of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Mm-hmm. So they get Ellie to call Dale, and she says something about a certain episode of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers because she knows every episode.
Yep,
she loved that show.
Does.
She's a big fan.
She's giving him a hint,
and so she's giving him a hint, and he does not understand the hint.
He watches the episode part of it, sees Gadget and the fly.
Zipper.
I can't remember his name for some reason. They're in a lantern. He's like, okay, they're in a light. I don't know. He somehow gets Thai food, and then like, oh, she's tied up, and Chip's there with her. Oh my goodness, Chief Putty and Peter Pan are working together. It's like, okay.
Well, did he say Chief Putty, or did he just say Sweet Pete is the bad guy?
No, he said Putty and Pete are working together. Okay. Yeah, they're bad guys.
And so I'm surprised that he somehow got to the correct assumption.
That's pretty Dale for you.
Yeah, so he goes to find Gadget and Zipper to get their help.
Yeah.
And so Gadget has like some little plane kind of thing.
Mechanic shop or something going on.
But she has like a plane or balloon thing,
the
whatever.
Balloon plane from the series.
And
they
so
break it out again.
So they take that, and he uses like a rocket or whatever from that to go into the building because there's like one little pipe entrance.
He's like, I'm going to shoot right through that pipe. Get in there. It'll be great. And Zipper's like, you're notoriously bad at this. Like, I don't know why we're allowing this to happen.
Yeah, and this is the point where it was the Allstate guy who's talking as Zipper.
Yeah.
Because when he first comes out to like Gadget's garage, he kind of has his old sound.
Yeah.
And he like coughs or something to kind of clear his throat, and then he starts talking with this deep voice. Yeah. And it was like, this is so weird for Zipper.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah.
So he heads off on the rocket toward the thing.
Yeah. Doesn't aim correctly, goes through the window instead.
But I mean, at least he got in there.
And he bounces around the room, and he pretty much lands wedged into the machine. The rocket's just firing into the machine, and it is messing everything up.
Yeah, and it kind of just lodges.
Yeah, because Chip had been strapped down, and he's going through the machine. They're going to erase him, but he's right at the laser part, and luckily it messes up the machine right before he gets lasered. So and it unlocks so he can get out.
Mm-hmm. So they get out, and then the machine explodes.
Yeah.
And when it explodes, like that rocket thing, whatever, flies out into the sky. Yeah. And turns into fireworks in the shape of Mickey Mouse ears.
It plays with it. It was great.
So you're like, stupid. Oh my gosh, what is happening?
Yeah. And Ellie's like, he did it. He cracked the code that I sent him. He was like, because they got double crossed in that, just like we did. He's like,
He's like, yeah. And then Chip's like, that's not what you got from that, is it? And he's like,
no, mine involved Thai food.
It's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So, but he did figure it out, so good for him.
Yep, he got there.
So there's this fight between Ellie and the police chief.
Yeah.
And
he's kind of like a Terminator, basically.
Yeah. And because he's putty.
Yeah.
So that's going on. Also, Sweet Pete when
the laser went crazy.
The laser went crazy, and it started turning him into some weird amalgamation.
Yeah. And also, who did it shoot? The bear? It turned him into a fairy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just kind of took off.
Yeah. So when it hits Sweet Pete, though, he turns into this amalgamation of Fat Cat, because he's got Fat Cat's head. He's got Peter Pan's or Sweet Pete's body.
Yeah.
Then he has one leg that is Sheriff Woody.
Oh, was that Sheriff Woody? Okay.
And he's got another leg that is a transformer.
Yeah.
And then one of his
cannon arm.
One of his arms is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
And the other arm is something with a cannon on it.
Yeah.
It's real weird.
A lot of different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So he starts chasing them, and they somehow break through a wall, and when they break through, or they get in somehow to some other spot, and they like walk through this door, and it comes out.
Yeah, never mind.
There's this door that they walk out of, and it's like a tree. And it's like, oh, this is weird. And then you see like a little, like, you see Tigger, but it's not actually Tigger.
Yeah,
it just looks kind of like Tigger. And it's like, that's weird. And then you see Pooh Bear that does not look correct either.
Yeah.
And you find out that they're in the middle of the shooting of, or, you know, the like filming of Pooge the Fat Honey Bear. I cracked up so hard. Pooge.
Pooge the Fat Honey Bear. Which is timely because Winnie the Pooh just went back into general...
That's true.
They lost the trademark or whatever.
That's
copyright.
True. The copyright is, it went into, oh gosh, what's it called?
Public domain.
Public domain,
yeah.
Yep. Back in January.
I hope we get to see that.
Oh, Pooge the Fat Honey Bear. Oh my gosh, so funny.
They're also filming like a Simpsons knockoff.
A Simpsons knockoff. They're doing an Aladdin one.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Pete is on there.
Oh yeah, and it says like "Welcome Prince
Jolly."
Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, Pete is dressed as Aladdin.
Yeah, so they have that banner fall down and he's roaring like it's the Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
They're working in every reference they can.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's great.
So they end up out on the dock. Fat Cat, Sweet Pete is still following them, and they have a plan because they see this container above them on there's a crane holding it up, and it's got a net and everything. They see it and they're like, okay, we'll somehow get him over here so that we can make it fall down on him, basically. Because
we saw that in the beginning that whenever they were going over the Rescue Rangers, it was an episode where Fat Cat had him like trapped in a vault or something, and they were able to drop a bag of gold onto him or something. So
to stop him,
we're gonna pull that one on him.
Yep. So to do that, though, they need a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
So Chip's like, hit me.
Yeah.
He's like, what? And he's like, you're always the one that gets hit. You hit me this time. So he's like, okay.
Because what distracted Fat Cat in the first one was he got hit and then birds showed up.
Yeah.
And he chased the birds.
Yeah. So he hits Chip and nothing happens. And then it like goes across town.
Yeah.
And there are these two birds that are in bed, and one of them, his phone is going off.
Yeah.
And his wife is like, just go back to bed. Just leave it be. And he's
You're
like,
always going to work.
He's like, no, I've got to do it. I've got to go.
It's my job.
So Dale hits Chip another time. The birds still haven't appeared. So Chip starts hitting Dale. And
just whacking each other.
And Fat Cat's looking over there like, what in the world did they do?
Chip's like, oh man, this hurts. We used to do this to you all the time.
So anyway, finally, they do manage to get the birds to show up, and they're like circling around, and Fat Cat sees them, of course, and is like, oh my gosh, birds, because he wants to eat them. And then, does he eat them?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, they get away, yeah.
Okay, good.
And Chip tries to go for the button, but he gets shot at, I think.
No, they hit the button.
No, they don't. There's another distraction.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because they don't get it the first time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about later.
No.
Okay. Well, what does he hit with it?
He like shoots near him and scares him, so he doesn't like get it. And then does Ellie show up or something?
I don't think so.
Somebody shows up. Something happens and distracts him again.
Ugly Sonic shows up with the FBI.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, you're so loud.
I was just happy to hear it.
So yeah, Ugly Sonic shows up in a helicopter with the FBI.
He was telling the truth.
Yep, he really does know the FBI.
Yep.
So while he's distracted by that, they hit the button.
Yeah.
The thing falls on him, which covers him in a net. And then the police show up, the LA police show up and start to arrest him. And of course, before they can, he turns around one more time and he shoots a cannon.
Yeah.
And Chip doesn't see it. He's turned like the other way.
With a face on it. Yeah. I don't know what that's a reference to, but
I don't know.
Something.
But Chip doesn't see it. He's turned the other way. So Dell sees it.
Because they're dancing. They're happily
They're so excited. So Dell sees that it's coming for Chip, and so he jumps in front of him so he can save him. And it hits him, and it just kind of, it doesn't look like it hits him very hard, so he just kind of falls over. But
it knocks him back.
Yeah, it does knock him. It kind of knocks him out and everything. And Chip comes over, and he's talking about how he's like, no, don't. I really hope that this is one of your pranks, you know. Yeah. And he talks about how the first day they met, he didn't have any friends. He didn't have any friends. He was really sad, and his mother had told him to go on in there
and told him that line of "Be brave, take the risk, or whatever, and it'll pay off, or whatever."
Okay,
it was a very important line that we don't remember.
Very important line. I do not remember it, but
it was very sweet though when his little mom told it.
But I remember her saying something like that, but I just don't remember what the line was. So yeah. It was really cute. And so that's when he goes in there and he sees he sees Dell there by himself. Yeah. I'm getting all my words mixed up today. So he sees Dell there, sitting by himself in the cafeteria, and he goes up and they become friends. Yeah. So it's very cute.
It is.
But Dell's fine.
Yeah. He wakes up. He's like, really?
All right. He's like, yeah, they hit the pog because we didn't talk about this, but Chip had the missing pog from Dell's collection and tried to give it to him at one point. And then he's like, here, this will complete your collection.
Yeah, and they're kind of anymore.
Yeah, and
you can keep it.
Yeah, because they're kind of arguing with each other. And then Dell's like, here, and gives it back to him to complete your collection. And it's like...
he just says the same thing back to him.
Chip's like, I just said that to you. The exact same thing.
It's like he doesn't even have a collection.
I was going to say, the thing is, that's literally the only one he had. He doesn't need it. He doesn't want it.
That was such a great joke.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So the cannonball's like, oh, my nose.
Oh, my nose. Yeah. So, because it hit the pog, and I guess that was enough to stop it.
I guess so.
Pogs are not that durable, I wouldn't think.
Those slammers. Those what those were.
Okay.
So those are like half-inch thick steel.
Okay. Well, I never played Pogs, so.
Oh, man, you missed out. It was so much fun. Just collecting them for like a week, and then it died.
Yeah. So anyway, he's fine. So since they ended up going through all the scenes of the different knockoffs, they know that they're filming them there. So obviously that means that the character's there somewhere too. Mm-hmm. So they start sniffing. Yep. And I guess they can smell the perfume, the cologne again. So they sniff out and they find the storage container and they open it up and all of these characters start coming out. They're all messed up characters. They look so bad.
There's like the turtle from Robin Hood.
And he is buff.
He is a big
old buff turtle.
Oh, we got to see Buff Garfield, who's like a meme these days. And yeah. It was terrifying.
So anyway, there's all of these characters coming out, but they don't see Monty anywhere, and then suddenly they see him walking out, and he's Dumbo Monty.
I got Dumboed.
So he's got these big ears and everything, and it's just ridiculous.
The movie they made was like stupid.
Stupido.
Yeah, Stupido.
Stupido, the flying elephant or something. Yeah. So they do find Monty and everything. Yeah. And they can fix them.
Yeah.
So they'll go around, I'm sure at some point and fix everybody. But, and of course he doesn't have his mustache either, because it was ripped off, I guess. They found it in the bag.
Yeah.
Then Gadget and Zipper show up, and they're all there together. Yeah. All the Rescue Rangers. And Ellie sees them, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm such a big fan. Yeah. This is so cool. And then they have this moment where they do, like, bad jokes, and they're all laughing, and then Gadget does the worst joke, and they laugh. And they're like, the worse it is, the longer we laugh.
Yeah. I know you like to eat nuts, but now you're driving me nuts or something.
Yeah, something like that. And they're like, and then just keeps going. So, yeah.
Some cop asks Ellie, like, you could probably be chief now. And she's like, no, I want to start my own detective agency.
And she does, because you see, like, the little sign for it later.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Nice. Was it Rescue Rangers?
No.
Oh, I thought she was going to make her own Rescue Rangers.
No, I can't remember what it was called. But, so she does her own little thing, and it shows them, all five of the Rescue Rangers at the convention, doing their little thing, and...
Yeah, I think they did a reboot, and it goes through how it's how it's a success.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are like red carpets and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So get to see all that kind of stuff. And I don't really remember exactly how it ends.
It just kind of flows into the ending, I guess.
Flows into like all of these little Easter egg kind of things at the end.
Yeah.
Because you even see like a poster for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Instead of Ant-Man. With Paul Rudd just surrounded by old ladies.
Yeah.
Which was really fun.
That was great.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff that it shows. I can't remember everything.
He went to jail.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, it was just like, if we talked about all the Easter eggs, we'd be here for another 2 hours. So, because there were so many.
It was ridiculous how many there were.
Yeah, but it was great.
Oh, yeah.
It's even worth maybe a rewatch just to see all of them.
Yeah, just to see. Because I know that I saw, like, the butthead for, like, senator or something like that.
Yeah, and I missed that.
And you missed it because you were, like, taking down a note on your phone. It was like...
Yeah. So, so much going on.
Yep. There was a lot.
So yeah, I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised.
I was too.
I'm glad it turned out good.
Because when you said we should do the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, I was like, okay, but get ready for me to like be real mean to it. But no, I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that I liked it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I hated the whole 3D Dale thing in the previews. Yeah. And then once it got into the movie, I didn't even notice it after a while.
Right.
Because there were so many characters that were like, some of them, you know, there were a few of them that were like that, and then the rest were all 2D and everything.
And he also didn't look horrifying like a lot of those do.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't
the
bad.
Space Jam ones.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, so I didn't mind.
So I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah, and I was just so surprised that there was so much ugly Sonic in it.
Yeah.
I was like, that was very unexpected.
I'd recommend it to anybody that grew up with Rescue Rangers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or if you have kids, it's a fun one to show, and you can watch along and not hate it.
Yeah, or just anybody who's a fan of cartoons, because you're probably going to see a lot of cartoon characters.
There are plenty of cartoons.
That you did not expect to see.
We didn't even talk about how, like, the chief... Ellie was in bed with the chief because she got a false tip that at the Nick Jr. Studios that Flounder was being held there. Or, no, it was... Somebody was being held there. Oh, Peppa Pig was being held there. And then they raided it, and it wasn't right. And the cartoons fought back, and it was a big bloody thing. And so she was in bed. I
thought you said she was in bed with the chief at first. And I was like, excuse me?
No.
Bad.
No, they left that part out.
No.
So it's crazy. Nickelodeon, Warner Brothers, everybody. If you had a favorite growing up, it's there.
Well, I don't know about that, but because I don't remember seeing like Hanna-Barbera cartoons in there.
Yeah, but they suck. Hot take. Hanna-Barbera wasn't good.
Wow.
I like Tom and Jerry though, honestly.
Oh, okay. You mean you don't like Rosie the maid from the Jetsons?
I just love great impersonations of her.
So yeah, I tried to do an impersonation of Rosie, and it turned out to sound like
pretty close.
Come on. But yeah, it turned out instead of... It was pretty close, except it sounded more like she had been smoking 2 packs a day for 40 years. Yeah. Yeah. It was a little gravelier than it should have been.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up and get on with our snacking for this week. So, we went to Target the other day. We were looking around. We were like, I don't know what to get for this movie. So, but you found... What is that?
What
is that?
This is M&Ms Peanut Mix.
Uh-huh.
So, we have 3 different types of peanut M&Ms. Mm-hmm. We have milk chocolate, of course, the usual.
The good one.
We have dark chocolate.
Okay.
And we also have white chocolate.
Okay.
But the only thing is, you don't know which is which.
So we're just going to have to eat till we find what we want.
I guess so.
So we're going to try each flavor. Mm-hmm. Maybe pick our favorite. And then just rate them as a whole.
Sounds good.
All right.
And the reason we went with this is because I saw it and went, ooh, this looks good.
Yeah.
And then we were like, it's kind of like how in the movie there's a 3D version and then there's a 2D version.
Different mediums.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just like there's different chocolates.
Ways to serve peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, okay. It was a stretch. But,
and the chipmunks like peanuts, so it works.
Yeah, because we were like, well, they like nuts.
Yeah.
Because there was that one point where Dale had they just kept shoving nuts in his face. In his mouth.
Oh, yeah. I thought those were pills. I'm not going to lie. I thought they were shoving pills in there. And I got freaked out.
It was nuts, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. But now that you say that, at the time I had no idea what it was. All right. So we just went through a handful of them all. And my opinion, I can't really tell much of a difference. Like, it's very subtle.
They're so peanut heavy.
They're very peanut and candy.
It's like basically all you can taste is the peanut, or for me anyway.
Yeah, it's a very small amount of chocolate to where it's like it took me a long time to get a dark chocolate. It took you a long time to get a white chocolate.
It took so long to get a white chocolate. I did like the white chocolate better. Yeah. But it's a sweeter chocolate, so I'm going to like that better most likely. I really
even liked any of them better than the other ones. Maybe dark chocolate I didn't like as much, but it was fine.
To me, the dark and the milk chocolate, they were basically the same.
Yeah.
Because there's so little of it in there.
Yeah.
One of the dark chocolate ones that I got, I don't even know if it had a peanut in it, honestly.
Oh, really?
Because there was very little in there.
Little ones.
Yeah, so I could really taste it in that one.
Yeah.
But, the white chocolate one, I did like it better. But it took me so long to even find one. I was just like, it may have just been the fact that, finally, I found a white chocolate one. Oh, this is great.
Made you work for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't even know that I have a favorite. I guess I still think milk chocolate maybe is my favorite. Okay. Classic, but I don't know. I'd eat all of them. And probably, if you just didn't tell me and I was just throwing them in my mouth, I wouldn't notice really.
Exactly. I wouldn't either.
So what do you rate? Peanut M&Ms and I guess the 3 flavors. I mean, we're basically rating peanut M&Ms here.
Yeah, we're not going to rank them separately because it's
kind of unnecessary.
I don't think that it really warrants it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. They're peanut M&Ms.
Yeah. They're not as good as peanut butter M&Ms, in my opinion. I do like peanut M&Ms, though.
Yeah, I do, too. They're not... peanut M&Ms are not my favorite M&Ms.
Yeah. I like that they're, like, an activity. Because I like to, like, bite off the shell and the chocolate and get to the peanut and then eat the peanut.
Yeah, I don't do that.
All in my mouth.
I don't really have a favorite M&M, though, so... If I did, it would probably be almond, but I know you hate almonds, so...
Yeah, well, that doesn't affect me a whole lot. That's
true. But peanut butter ones are really good, too, because I do really like peanut butter ones.
They are great.
Not so much the pretzel ones.
Yeah, I don't like the pretzel ones.
I like just plain M&Ms, too.
Yeah, but I can't have a lot of plain M&Ms.
Okay.
They're more like a thing if... I don't know. I like them in trail mix. Then they're really good.
But, I'm going to get... those like an 8.5.
Okay. I don't think I like them that much. I think they're good. I'll go like a 7.
Okay.
They're solid. All right. So what is your favorite M&M? What did we miss in Rescue Rangers? Because there's plenty. What was your favorite reference that we left out?
Or tell us your thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi also, and tell us how...
I mean, I don't know that I want to hear.
Tell us how wrong we are, or how right we are.
Yeah, we'll see. Be nice about it. And you can do that on our Twitter at Having Funcast, or on our Facebook at Having Fun Pod.
Or you can send us all your thoughts in email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. So, that's it for us this week. Go out and have fun, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.